Wow, what an exciting panel. Really great to be in Austin and talk about where the future's going. The fact that we're going to be able to have a world in which a consumer can control their health information. Not just about a healthcare visit, but all of it, telling a story of their health. And I just love hearing about the products that are developing, but more importantly, the kind of community that's coming up around this idea of consumer control so consumers can act.
Data is clearly an issue for the entire industry. But one of the major forces that is going to help change the current situation with data in healthcare today is a consumer. So we've tried the policy angle. That's helped get us pretty far. The HITECH Act has created digitized records. We were dealing with stacks of paper prior to that, and we still have a fair bit of paper, but not nearly as much. But that's helped us. Physicians have tried their best with their EMR solutions, but they are somewhat tapped out on that front. And really the rise of the empowered consumer is one of the major forces that's going to help us to address the data problem we have in healthcare today.
What has been undertaken to address this that has not worked? And I think there's a real interest in trying new business models, new approaches to solving this problem.
Everyone's asking really important questions, not only about what is the kind of technology world, but things that need to matter to all of us: security of data, control of data, the informed consent, the way that not only we're going to hand out information to folks, but make sure that it's safe and secure and private, and that we're respectful of their wishes and able to track it over time. So it's sometimes people get excited when they know that we've created a policy world and all this, digitization of the care experience, and data is going to flow onto the street, but we have to be respectful of not only the consumer's privacy, but also be thoughtful of security issues. So there are cultural and technology issues to work out, but it's exciting to see that everyone's really moving all in the same direction. If you think about the fact that we have a $3 trillion healthcare industry, the $32-some billion that we put in to digitize the care experience is just a tiny bit of money, but the success that we've had in seeing that now essentially all the care experience in the physical health world is digitized. Where we still have to do work as a country, and we should not lose sight of the fact, is that health is more than physical health. There's a mental health infrastructure, there are social factors influencing health, and we'll have to work as a country to stand up a better digital infrastructure and make sure that that data is able to flow privately and securely to the benefit of the people that we're here to serve, and to see that we can really paint a more complete picture of their health. So there's some thinking that there will need to be more investment in that digital underpinning, but we should just all remember that this is the beginning of a really important and exciting journey to get us into the information economy in healthcare.
Funding. How do you support this type of initiative? I think everyone agrees that the approach is functional, would work, but how do you fund it financially?
The rise of the empowered consumer has been happening steadily over the last decade, largely because people are paying so much more for healthcare now than they were before, and it's a real issue. Like we talked about in the panel, people are making trade-offs between paying for their healthcare and paying for their rent and paying for their iPhone bill, and healthcare costs are just mounting at a scary rate. And so that has been happening. Consumers have been shouldering more and more of the burden of healthcare over the last decade. And I think we're getting close to a breaking point on that front. That being said, I would view real meaningful shifts on the data front likely happening more in the 5 to 10 year range right now. There's still so much gravitational pull around the way in which the system works today. And frankly, there are a lot of challenges that we face today. So as we are trying to navigate care delivery moving from a fee-for-service model to a fee-for-value model, that shift alone is massive. And the requirements there across the healthcare system are massive. And so I think there's, one thing at a time. There's only so much that I think the system can take on at once. So I would expect over the next 5 to 10 years or so, we'd start to see more meaningful shifts.
I think one is that we finally gotten to a place where the people have had a taste of what it's like to have actionable information available, and they not only as a consumer but as a doc or as a health system understand that how powerful that can be, and the data's starting to come in, that it does change costs, that it does change outcomes, and it changes empowerment. So we have the wind at our back, and I think that really just the future is ours for the riding.
A ton of people that are interested in making data liquid within health, whether you're on the startup side, whether you're on the hospital side, whether you're on the provider side, right? There's interest, right? So I think the heartening thing is I think you see a lot of stakeholders around the table who are interested in this, and it's a question of when and how they can help make this reality. I
think with the interest we have in the Austin community, I think with the innovative spirit, the organizations that are here, I think it's a unique opportunity for the city, for the Austin community, to take a leadership position in this. Only at South by Southwest could we have a panel entitled Health Data WTF.